We started off with an interest in the effect of shipping emissions and also the emissions from scrubber systems on the acidification of surface waters and also the biological consequences of release from open loop scrubber systems. We're doing two things mainly. One is doing modelling and the other then is looking at biological consequences.
What we do here is that we produce scrubber water using this lab scale open loop scrubber. We feed this scrubber with engine exhaust gases, and we have 7 nozzles where we produce a fine spray of seawater, which these exhaust gases are cleaned through, and then we model what kind of concentration we will end up with respect to hazardous compounds in these environments.
So we look at the effect of these seawater scrubbers on the phytoplankton, both as a community and also on different individual levels. A phytoplankton is a tiny organism that live in water and uses sunlight to photosynthesize and to make energy. So it's like a plant in the water, but it's just super small. I think the main conclusion that we are able to draw is that not everything is affected in the same way, and then we have to learn from that.
The next step here is that we will also add sulfurous oxide into our engine exhaust so that we can mimic what is going on when you're running a ship on, for example, 4% of sulfur oxides.
So the role of me and my group that is working with this is to look at the atmospheric part of this project, to take into account the emissions to the atmosphere by the shipping and what happens with the sulfur in the atmosphere. So our next step is to better take into account the atmospheric processes, the atmospheric circulation systems and the dispersion and the deposition, and also to better use measurements to validate the model results.
I think the most important thing for us is to understand the consequences of using scrubber systems, and we hope we can also provide some support to future legislation. The next step is to get a much better idea of what components are in the scrubber water and the long-term consequences of releasing these into the environment.